Welcome to Watertown High School Gymnasium for tonight's game between the Watertown Red Raiders and the Stoneham Spartans. As Continental Cablevision presents Watertown High School basketball. Hello everyone, I'm Dave Krieger along with Peter Dunlap. And Peter, Watertown finds themselves kind of in the middle of the pack here. Tonight's a big game as they go up against the 5 and 7 Stoneham Spartans.
Yeah, I had a chance before the game to talk to Coach Kilroy, and you're right, this should be a pretty interesting game. They're actually both in the bottom half of the league trying to stay out of the basement. And the last time these two teams met was the first game of the year, and Watertown was serially thumped by 20 points, but they were without a healthy Sean Fitzgerald. So tonight should be a different game, a ball game than it was at the beginning of the year. Now, you know, I think that the keys to the game from the Stoneham side is, number one, to play an upbeat offense. They're going to try to run, and they're also going to try to press on D. That's how they beat Watertown so soundly last time. Watertown couldn't bring the ball up court because Fitzgerald wasn't playing at 100%. So they are going to try to press, and obviously the key for Coach Corrigan and the Red Raiders is to have Sean Fitzgerald come out and bring the ball up the court early and effectively.
Well, Watertown came off a big victory. Their last home game, they were defeated by 16 points against Reading, 69-53. They came back on Friday at Reading and defeated that same Reading Rocket team by a score of 53-51. So offensively, they didn't pick it up much. So we see Ryan Gleason with the shot. Eric Allen with the rebound, and it's no good. We'll set the Watertown lineup here. Sean Fitzgerald and Ryan Gleason, the co-captains, once again starting. Gleason's number 12, Fitzgerald's number 15. The forwards are number 35, Marcus DeAngelis, and number 22, Eric Allen. And the center tonight is number 30, Angelo Kapitanakis. Kapitanakis was number 33, but in the ceremony prior to the game, the official number 33, worn at one time by Billy Hatton, was hoisted to the rafters here. So Angelo relinquished his jersey. He's now wearing number 30. As Eric Allen buries 2 free throws and puts Watertown up 2-0. And there's a steal by Fitzgerald. He'll race coast to coast, lay it up and in.
And Sean Fitzgerald comes out strong. I'm sure Coach Corrigan wanted him to play a strong game, and he came out with a great steal and took a length of the floor and sunk 2.
We'll set the lineup for Stoneham. They're led by their star, number 25, Ed Hurley. He's 4th in the league in scoring. Number 44, that shot, Peter Fisher. There's Allen. Allen with the pull-up. It's good. Uses the window. Watertown with a quick lead here, 6-0. Here's the pull-up by Hurley.
Early, we're seeing an upbeat offense from both sides of the floor.
Stoneham comes with a full court press. The pass is deflected. Fitzgerald gets it back. Watertown has a little bit of a quickness advantage here. DeAngelis tees up the 3. It's no good. Rebound by Tom Joyce, sophomore guard. This Stoneham team is loaded with sophomores. Here's Hurley for the 3-pointer. It's no good. Rebound by Kapitanakis. Hurley, one of the few seniors on the Spartan team. Hurley is I figure he's about 6'5". Looks extremely wiry, but deceptively quick. The other Stoneham starters are number 20, Derek Sarchioni. He's a senior. Brian Joyce, number 33, a junior. And here's Joyce, Tom Joyce, bringing the ball up. Gets it over to Brian Joyce. I'm not sure if they're related. 3-pointer's on the way. It's knocked loose, and Hurley saves it. Good play by Allen to deflect the outlet pass, and it's stolen by Watertown into the corner to Gleason. And the Gleason for the foul, for the travel.
And early on, Dave, Stoneham seems as if they're settling for the outside shots, and you'd think with their size advantage that they'd be trying to take it down low.
Well, let's see what Watertown comes into. Looks like a man-to-man. And that was Brian Joyce.
For only a 2-pointer, it looked like he might have been on the line, but he was inside.
coming with a 2-1-2 full court press. Watertown beats it with relative ease. Marcus DeAngelis tees it up at short. Here comes Starcioni from the pack. He'll pull up for the three. No good. Rebounded off of Kapitanakis' shoulder. Hurley, and they'll call Angelo Kapitanakis for the foul off the ball. And that'll be the first foul on Angelo. First foul of the game. Angelo's going to have his hands full as Stoneham has a fairly big lineup out there. As I said, Hurley's about 6'5". Brian Joyce looks about 6'3". And number 44, Peter Fisher, is standing at the same height as Kapitanakis, so he's 6'3". It's pretty clear the key for Stoneham is how the two guards handle both the defensive pressure, how they run the team. There's Brian Joyce for another shot, and Marcus DeAngelis with the rebound.
What we saw that time on
run.
defense is box and one with Sean Fitzgerald out, and the other four sunk down in the paint.
Well, again, Hurley at 18 points a game. Eric Allen's assessed the personal foul. That's the second team foul for Watertown. As I was mentioning, Hurley at 18 a game. He's tied with Peter Fandel from Woburn. We saw him earlier in the year. Same kind of build as Fandel, 6'5" guy who likes to pop out and stick the three-pointers. And there's a steal by Fitzgerald. He goes coast to coast again and lays it in.
John Fitzgerald showing quick hands and keeping his head up, playing smart defense.
Well, this is the tempo that Watertown wants. Again, they want to force the turnover since they have a decided disadvantage on the boards as Fisher breaks it off the back iron. Fitzgerald at 5'9" comes up with a rebound. Marcus DeAngelis again was open. He's open again, but will not take the shot. Missed two. They get it into Angelo Kapitanakis for the pull-up shot. It's no good. And Angelo crashes the boards. He should have just let that one go, as he now has two quick fouls.
He made a strong move to the hoop there, Dave, but he couldn't convert, and then he got a little bit reckless and careless under the boards and picked up his second quick foul.
And unfortunately, with a big team, as you see Hurley with that good little juke move, and they'll call him for the offensive foul as he's a little out of control. Very impressed with Hurley's quickness. Again, the kid's about 6'5". He looks like he's could stand to go on a weight program, but he's very good in the open court. Just was a little out of control there. Gleason breaks the defense down, lays it up and in. And Stoneham will take a quick timeout. Will Killaway doesn't like what's going on here at 11:36 remaining in the first half. Watertown has raced out to a 10-4 lead, and the game is going quite the way they'd like it. They're playing the game at their tempo.
Yeah, you're right, David. Interestingly enough, when I talked to Coach Kilroy before the game, he said that one of the keys to his team coming out on top was to play an upbeat game and also to press. They haven't really done much of the pressing, and as you said, they are playing upbeat, but it seems to be playing into Watertown's hands because they do have a little bit of a quickness advantage.
Well, I was going to mention about Kapitanakis on that last as we see Angelo in the background. I'm not sure if he's coming back in. But one of the things Angelo could have done when he's going up against three guys that are 6'3" or over, he tried to just switch the shot. Again, when you're going up with pressure, you probably ought to just use the window, and he didn't do it in that case. And we see Mike Raymond, number 40, is in for Angelo Kapitanakis. So Watertown is extremely small. All five players 6 feet and under.
Mike Raymond takes up quite a bit of space under the boards. I think he holds his own for the most part in most of the games we've seen him this year.
Well, it's going to be imperative that Watertown checks out on the defensive boards, because if there's any balls up in the air...
You're seeing that box and one again, defense by Watertown.
There's a shot. It's no good by Joyce. That was Brian Joyce. Tried the baseline shot. Good job rebounding. Good team rebounding action by Watertown. They spread it out. DeAngelis up to Allen. Skip pass over to Fitzgerald. The three is on the way. It hits the front of the rim. Fitzgerald keeps hitting the front of the rim with his shots. Not sure whether he's still missing his legs now.
He was open for too long that time, Dave.
Hangs on the rim. It's tied up between Joyce and Eric Allen.
Watertown's got to be able to throw the ball over the press. Sean Fitzgerald was wide open in the corner, and they couldn't get him the basketball.
And Allen may have gotten a shot to the face as they're checking to see if he has all his molars.
No blood, no foul.
Tom Joyce set to inbounds it now for Stoneham. They in the corner to Fisher. The baseline jumper is too long, picked up by Hurley. Good idea. Pass is intercepted by Raymond. Allen comes out with it. They get it back to Gleason.
And he could have taken that down low because Murphy fell down.
Well, Eric Allen
Hurley, excuse me.
They get it into Raymond. As they dish it around. Three-pointer by Gleason is hard. Fitzgerald was in for the offensive board, but it went off his hands. Eric Allen is not the best ball handler in the open court. They feel much more confident with Fitzgerald or Gleason is there. And there's a case where Fisher goes to the offensive boards. They'll call him for the travel. That was a late call because he had walked about 3 seconds prior to the whistle. But Coach Corrigan certainly isn't complaining because the call did go his way. And Hurley now takes a seat. In is number 24, Alex Ambrose. I believe he's related to Charlie Ambrose, who is the excellent runner for the Stoneham football team. Ball is knocked out of bounds. Watertown retains possession as we're approaching the 10-minute mark in the first half.
And I think it was a pretty good move for Coach Kilroy to sit Hurley down. He didn't seem to be able to get on track so far. Maybe if he cools off for a little while, he'll get back in the flow of the game.
Gleason looks to dish it out. Fitzgerald again, everyone comments he's the coach on the floor. He's the guy that settles them down.
He does a great job of keeping his head up and always seems to be able to find the open man.
As we see Ryan Gleason sneaking in and got the offensive foul, the offensive rebound. But he was called for traveling on the play. As Fisher goes to the bench, and number 52, Josh Mankey, one of the three seniors for the Spartans. Stoneham has a fairly limited lineup here. Mankey with a pull-up jumper is no good. Rebound by Fitzgerald, and they'll call Mankey with a loose ball foul. That would be his first. Again, you see an example of the guards. Ryan Gleason, Sean Fitzgerald going to the boards. Again, they're now... Watertown stands at 4-9. This is their 14th game of the season, so by now the guards are conditioned to go to the boards.
And that's probably one of the reasons that they are 4-9 is two of their top rebounders are their 5'7", 5'8" guards.
Well, as I said, there's only one guy over 6 feet tall, and that's Kapitanakis, who's prone to foul trouble. DeAngelis tees it up. He's had a number of shots from beyond the three-point arc, but he just can't find the range. Still, Stoneham is having trouble scoring here. Ball is stolen. Knocked out to Gleason. He'll lay it up and in. That's Gleason's second breakaway layup. Makes it a 12-4 ball game with 8 minutes and 40 seconds remaining here in the first half. Derek Sarchioni tried to make the move. Fitzgerald stole it. Ball almost drops through for Alex Ambrose. Watertown comes up with the ball. Stoneham in that 2-3 zone. They get it into Raymond. Raymond's a pretty good passer. Fitzgerald. Much better shot by Fitzgerald. You can see there he got his legs into it, got some arc on it. Dropped through and it's 15-4. And Stoneham doesn't know what hit him here. Ball is knocked out of bounds off the hands of Marcus DeAngelis. But again, as you pointed out, in the first meeting of this team, just before the Christmas tournament, on December 23rd, Stoneham blew out Watertown by a score of 74-54. Again, Fitzgerald wasn't in that game. But still, Watertown wants to make amends here.
Yeah, and I think what you're seeing here is that Stoneham's doing a great job setting picks, getting guys open, but they're just not hitting their shots. They're just stone cold.
Very surprised again. Watertown at a decided disadvantage height-wise with Kapitanakis on the bench. And yet Stoneham is not going inside as Fitzgerald with a double pump misses everything. There's Eric Allen for the offensive board and the lay-in. And
Eric Allen just saved Sean Fitzgerald some embarrassment because he really forced that shot. He got up in the air and didn't know what to do with the ball.
Eric Allen leads in scoring now with 7 points as we have Joyce pulling up from 3. And that one finally drops through.
And there you see another example of a great screen set. Say that 3 times fast. A great screen was set for the point guard.
That makes it 17-6 with 7 minutes 20 seconds remaining here. DeAngelis thought about it, gets it up to Fitzgerald. He puts it on the floor. Great pass to Eric Allen, lays it up and in.
What a great job of Sean Fitzgerald seeing the open man, keeping his head up.
3-pointer by Hurley off the front of the rim, and somebody went to the floor. Let's see what someone sent Ryan Gleason flying prior to the contact. They'll call Allen for the foul. That's his second. But I thought someone sent Gleason flying off the ball, and they didn't call that.
That was a questionable call at best. It looked like Allen was going for the basketball.
They work it inside to Brian Joyce as there's a double team. Joyce wide open. That's his second basket.
And when someone that big is in the paint, Watertown doesn't have a chance. They've got to box him out, keep him out of there. Don't let him get that position.
Ball is knocked loose by Sarchioni. Went off Fitzgerald. I thought it went off Fitzgerald.
Sure looked that way to me.
And
Watertown caught a break there.
Coach Corrigan, not wanting to see his luck change, decides to settle his troops down and calls a timeout here with 6 minutes and 40 seconds remaining here in the first half. The Red Raiders lead the Stoneham Spartans by a score of 19-8. And I'm very impressed with the play of the point of the 2 guards, Ryan Gleason and Sean Fitzgerald. They're breaking down the Stoneham defense. And guys like Eric Allen have been the recipient of a lot of good passes. Allen has 8 points to his credit now.
As the Watertown, as the 2 senior co-captain guards go, so go the Watertown Red Raiders, David. And you hit it right on the head. Let's face it, they're not real talented down low. They don't have a lot of height. They don't have a lot of size. They got a lot of quickness up at the point. And Ryan Gleason and Sean Fitzgerald are keeping them in the basketball game.
Well, at this point, they're just learning to play together as a team, and Coach Corrigan went with the all-senior starting lineup. He's been forced to bring Mike Raymond Jr. into the lineup, but he's pretty much staying with the other 4 seniors that started.
That's right. Angelo's had to sit down. He's got 2 early fouls, and I think Raymond, like I said, I think he holds his own. What he doesn't have in height, he makes up for in bulk and enthusiasm.
Stoneham comes out with the press. Watertown breaks it down. Raymond lays it up and in on a great dish pass by Gleason. Mike Raymond's on the board. Watertown's up 21-8 with 6.5 remaining here in the first half. They get it inside to Mankey, who forces his way in too hard, gets his own rebound and misses it. Tries the reverse layup and Fitzgerald comes up with it, gets it to Gleason. Gleason, they'll call him for the travel. Looks like he just came to a jump stop, but
I think he slid his pivot foot. But you're just seeing some stellar defense by Watertown. They are just not allowing Stoneham to set up down low.
Well, guys like Mankey had a wide open lane to the basket as Joyce pulls up for the shot, and you're right, they're just missing their open shots. But even so, they still can get it down low. Maybe not so much for a shot, but at least to force the defense to collapse and get it out for a much more open shot. And Fitzgerald is hammered from behind. It's a pick-em situation.
It seems to me as if Stoneham is settling. They're settling for the quick shot. The shot outside the 15 or the 20-footer. They're not really working the ball around. They're not really trying to drive it in down low. I don't think I've seen anybody penetrate, either of the guards, penetrate from the key down low to try to dish it off or draw some defensive pressure.
Well, the guard play for Stoneham looks a little shaky, and especially when you see the fact that the Watertown guards, Gleason and Fitzgerald, are coming out with a real head of steam. It can be a little intimidating. Fitzgerald's first free throw is up good. That gives Sean 8 for the game. He's tied with Eric Allen. 22-8.
You see Sean Fitzgerald with his ankles taped. He's trying to keep himself healthy. He's one of the more unlucky Watertown athletes in terms of injury this year.
The shot is good by Alex Ambrose. Stoneham in a 2-2-1 zone press. They get it to Raymond, who knocks it over to DeAngelis. Up fake. They're going to call number 31, Rick Curran, who just checked into the ball game with a foul. Good little touch pass by Mike Raymond.
And that's one of the first times Stoneham's shown us that full court press, and Watertown did a great job of breaking the press.
Pass was a little off, but give Raymond a lot of credit. He caught up to the ball and tipped it over to DeAngelis. And his first free throw is up and good. That's Marcus's first points of the game. He's had a lot of shots from the three-point line, but none have fallen. Well, hopefully these two will build his confidence. Perfect on those. Watertown now 6 of 7 from the 7 out of 8 from the free throw line. Check that again, 5 out of 6. Good pick by Mankey, frees up Hurley. The shot he tried to bank was no good. And again, Sean Fitzgerald goes to the board.
And again, you see Stoneham doing a great job. They set a great pick for Hurley, and he just couldn't sink the shot.
DeAngelis tried the pick and roll. There was nothing there. They get it back out to Gleason. Watertown's up here 24-10 with under 5 minutes in the first half. Best half of basketball I've seen from Watertown as Fitzgerald steps up beyond the three-point line and buries the tray. And Bill Calloway will take his second time out as Watertown has roared out to a 27-10 lead. 4 minutes and 48 seconds remaining here in the first half.
Coach Kilroy looks up at the scoreboard and he just shakes his head. He can't believe it. This is a totally different team than the one that he thumped by 20 points the first game of the year.
And surprisingly, they're doing this with Kapithanakis on the bench. Again, they're thumping Stoneham with a small lineup. And I think it's going to be incumbent. I'm sure Coach Kilroy is going to say, going to stress that the guards are going to have to take over, particularly Tom Joyce. And he looks, number 10, he looks a little shaky out there. He's not looking to force the action, and that's one of the reasons why the ball is basically being forced out into the perimeter. I think he's going to have to stress that the guards stay out on the perimeter and the big men try to go down. As you pointed out, Hurley is basically settling for the perimeter shot, but he's got like a 5-inch height advantage over any other Watertown player. They may need to spot him up either down in the low blocks or at least flash him up into the paint where he can get the little 5-foot turnaround.
And you make a good point that the point guard for Stoneham is really struggling. It doesn't seem like there's anybody running the show there, and they're just kind of haphazardly passing the ball around. It doesn't seem like there's a set offense. It's take the ball up court, and as soon as the first guy flashes open, they shoot the J.
Mankey's been left wide open. This Hurley puts it on the floor. Spins, lost his balance as he tried to spin into the lane. Gleason rolls it up to Allen, and here comes Fitzgerald. Excellent change of direction pass, but DeAngelis elects to bring it out. They skip it into Gleason. Passes up and moves it up and in.
What a spectacular look and pass by Sean Fitzgerald.
Gleason's in the zone today in all aspects of the game. As we see number 31, Rich Curran, he's got that bionic knee brace. Mankey finally puts one up. No good again. Fitzgerald with the rebound. He's doing it all here. Up ahead to DeAngelis.
Raymond flashed open for a minute. DeAngelis couldn't get him the basketball.
Fitzgerald elects to pull it out. Gets it inside to Gleason again. He misses it off the back iron. Maybe should have used the window. Good job by Eric Allen poking it away.
Stoneham's really getting frustrated, Dave. They can't do anything on offense at all. Watertown's really doing a great job of keeping them out in the perimeter, and they're letting them take those shots because they haven't been hitting them.
Well, I think I noticed here that Stoneham seems to be going into a three-guard set with Curran, Sarchioni, and Ambro. And I think they've been forced to do that. This is good news for Watertown. Normally they have to play into the hands of the other teams. Now the other teams are being forced to respond to what Watertown's throwing at them. And Hurley drives in, and there's an offensive foul on on Hurley. That's his second foul. Both of them picked up when he drove to the basket. With 3 minutes and 28 seconds, Watertown with a 19-point lead, 29-10.
And Ed Hurley takes a seat. He's really frustrated. He just cannot get on track. It's the second time Coach Kilroy has put him on the bench.
Gleason puts it on the floor, and they're going to call Mankey for the reach. May have gotten off the ball, but I think the officials look at the 6'3", probably 6'3", 220-pound Mankey, and they figure there's no way a guy that big can knock it loose from a guard. benefit of the doubt. And Ryan Gleason will go to the line, and already Watertown is in the bonus. Everything is going the way of the Red Raiders. Whatever these kids ate, they should eat every day.
Maybe they should have a ceremony like the one they had with raising numbers to the rafters before every game.
And Marcus D'Angelo comes up with the offensive rebound. All the bounces going Watertown's way. Fitzgerald with a good pass by Gleason into Raymond. He lays it up and in.
There's been a lot of Watertown Red Raiders open down low.
They're just breaking down the defense with the penetration in the dish. As number 20, Derek Sarchioni gets only the 12th point, and the ball is stolen by Mankey. He has it stolen himself, and Marcus D'Angelis comes up with it. He'll slow it up.
Mankey wanted a whistle there, but he wasn't going to get it.
Gleason gets it to Eric Allen, who tees up the three. It's no good. Rebounded by Sarchioni. Long pass up out ahead, picked off by Fitzgerald. Not a good pass.
And he does a smart thing. He takes it back, slows it down. And just as I say that,
they're gonna call Ambro for the foul.
I think the refs are going to need bodyguards to get out of this arena by the end of this game. Their calls are not popular with the Stoneham crowd.
Well, that actually wasn't a good call as Fitzgerald went over the back to recover the pass. He was double teamed. He tried the pass out of the double team. It was deflected, and he went for the loose ball. I thought he went over the shoulder. Justice is served as Fitzgerald misses a shot, but comes up with his own rebound, gets it into Liam Conley, who's in. His shot is no good. And they'll call Conley for the foul.
He got a little frustrated after he missed that shot, and he threw a forearm. Good call by the ref.
Liam Conley just in the ball game to replace Eric Allen, number 22. Set the score here. It's 31-12 in favor of Watertown with 2 minutes remaining here in the first half. As Sarchioni tees it up from three, was well short. Gleason. And Sarchioni is called for the foul as he tried to steal it from Gleason.
The Zebras are calling a tough game, Dave, a really tight game, and that it bodes well for Watertown because Stoneham is playing that full court press, and they're calling a lot of touch fouls.
Gleason will go to the line. He missed one. He misses his second one. Liam Conley comes up with a rebound. Marcus D'Angelis gets it back to Fitzgerald. Watertown having problems from the free throw line as of late, but they're still up by 19 with a minute 40 remaining. Fitzgerald goes into the lane, and he's fouled on the shot by Mankey.
He's tackled on the shot by Mankey.
I think Mankey might, in fact, it'd be a good safe bet that he played line for the team.
I think he still thinks he is. He's going to take a seat after that foul.
Fitzgerald now has 2 shots. He's 1 out of 3 from the line. Looks much better on that one. That gives him 12 for the game. He's now got 13. He's single-handedly outscored the Stoneham team as Sarchioni tees up the 3 and rims out. Rebound by Ambro. Gets it out to Joyce, who buries the 2. That's Tom Joyce.
Stoneham loosened up a little bit from the outside. They've made their last couple of jump shots down the floor.
Fitzgerald gets it over to Marcus D'Angelis. Could be a 5-second call. He puts it on the floor. Tough pass. Gleason comes up with it. Fitzgerald looks over to the ref to see if there's being played. Gleason with a great up fake gets it to Raymond. Raymond thinks better of it, gets it back out to Fitzgerald for the 3. Rims out. Almost fell through. But Brian Joyce comes up with a rebound, and 42 seconds remaining. Tom Joyce pulls up for the 3. It's no good, and Watertown has the ball with 35 seconds remaining here in the half. Look for them to pull it out, milk it for the final shot as they go into the 4-quarter set.
Running a little weave there.
And Almost stolen. Gleason having a little trouble with the handle. Fitzgerald dishes it to Raymond, lays it up. No,
he took a walk.
He did drag the pivot foot with 17 seconds left, but that was a good set. Fitzgerald again broke down the defense with the dribble, dished it off to Raymond. Ambro gets it up to Joyce. They run a little weave of their own. Tries the back door for Sarchioni, pulls up for the jumper, and it's good. And that makes it 33-16. We played 16 minutes here from Watertown High School Gymnasium, and the Red Raiders lead the Stoneham Spartans by a score of 33-16. And we'll be back for the second half action right after this timeout. Hurley, who normally averages 18 a game, was limited to 2 points. He's also saddled with 3 fouls. Another interesting little factoid here is that Watertown went to the line 11 times, hit 7 free throws. Stoneham didn't go to the line once. And that's more of an indication that the Stoneham guards just aren't making plays out there. They're not forcing the action. As we check the starting lineups here, Kapitanakis is back in. He has 2 fouls. Marcus DeAngelis misses the three-pointer. Almost got his own rebound. Kapitanakis tracks it down. Angelo should be fresh after sitting most of the first half with that foul trouble. Here's Fitzgerald. Gets it into Kapitanakis. He puts it up the window. No good. Almost tipped in. And there's a jump ball as Eric Allen ties up Peter Fisher. Stoneham gets possession, but heads up play. Real hustle play there by Eric Allen. He's done a great job on the boards, on the offensive boards. Got a couple of baskets off the offensive boards. Even though we see Allen is guarding Hurley. Again, Hurley's about 6'5". The ball's knocked loose by Angelo Kapitanakis. Fitzgerald comes up with it. Pull up from 3 is short as they got a hand in his face, and there's another offensive rebound, and DeAngelis looking for someone to pass. He gets it out to Fitzgerald, and they'll reset the offense here.
Watertown's come out and taken a couple of real quick outside shots. I'm not sure if Coach Corrigan wanted them to start hot or...
Sarchioni launches the 3. It's no good. There's Fisher with the offensive board. He puts it up and in.
Watertown has not looked sharp in the first couple of minutes.
Well, you expect some adjustments to be made here by Stoneham, and one I can see right there is Fisher went for the offensive boards, and DeAngelo drives baseline for Watertown's first 2 of the half here. It's 35-18 with 14:15 remaining here in what is hopefully the game. Hurley's way outside. Ball is knocked loose, and Fitzgerald comes up with it. Again, Fitzgerald is just playing an impressive game on all ends of the court, doing everything, steals, rebounds. Ball is knocked loose by Hurley. He'll pull up in the lane. Shot is missed. He gets his own rebound, but he knocks it out of bounds. Hurley looked like he lost his footing when he tried the jump stop for the pull-up shot.
And he's not real happy with himself, Dave. He could have taken that real strong to the hoop. He had about 4 or 5 inches on Ryan Gleason, and he elected to stop and try to take a 5-footer.
And Watertown with a little fast break here. Gleason gets it down to Kapitanakis, lays it up and in.
That was a great offensive series right there. Watertown, the basketball never touched the floor until it got to Kapitanakis. And that's how you got to beat the press. Pass it, not dribble it.
Well, Watertown probably with their best half of the year. One of their problems has been they haven't been able to put 2 consistent halves together. Probably the best display that I've seen was the Winchester game, which they won 71-58. As Ambro misses a shot, Hurley with the offensive board puts it up, no good. Hurley just can't find the range, and Fitzgerald probably should have been called for traveling.
And Dave Krieger with a tremendous kick save.
We have some unpaid officials in the stands screaming in my ear. We're all wishing laryngitis upon them. They get it into Kapitanakis. He rolls in the lane, puts it up and in.
And that time Angelo finally took it strong to the hole and he was able to sink it.
Well, that time he used his body. But it was also fortunate for Angelo that for once, Hurley pulls up. Now he hits the lane. That's only his second basket of the game. And if Hurley's a streak shooter, that could start things for him.
And Ed Hurley's got to get hot for Stoneham to have a chance to come back this half.
It's now 39-20 ball game. Watertown up. They have the ball with 12 and a half remaining. They dish it in. Kapitanakis steals it back. And they'll call it jump ball, which was the proper call. But again, Kapitanakis is using that little curl move off the baseline. And that's just a timing play. Credit Fitzgerald for getting the ball to him. And there's Kapitanakis using the screen and rolling to the basket.
And Stoneham's got to control Angelo Kapitanakis. They can't let him roam free in the paint. They've got to front him or push him out of the box.
Well, Angelo was finding himself free. In the first half, a couple of times he did take it to the basket. He had three big guys on him. As Joyce pulls up and drains the jumper. That's Brian Joyce's third basket of the game. Allen gets it up to Marcus DeAngelis. 2-on-1 pass break. He pulls up from the lane and drains it.
And Watertown is more than happy to trade baskets with Stoneham for the rest of the game.
Makes it a 43-22 ball game. There's Joyce with the rebound. Puts it up and in. That's Brian Joyce's second basket of the second half. And they try again that fast. They try that press again. They get it into Gleason. Puts it up and in. Great body control by Ryan Gleason.
What a real good head fake on Stoneham.
Makes it a 45-24 ball game. They'll call Fitzgerald for the reach. That's only his first. Again, as I pointed out, Watertown only committed 5 team fouls in the first half, and Stoneham did not go to the free throw line at all. And here, Tom Joyce set to get it in bounds, gets it into Jared Sarchione, wants to take Gleason off the dribble. And Sarchione misses the shot, saved by Fitzgerald, gets it into Allen. That was a dangerous recovery there because he threw it in under the opponent's basket. Fortunately, Allen was there to get the pass as they double-team Fitzgerald. He splits the defense. They'll reset it. And Ambrose steals it, but DeAngelis gets it right back. 45-24 ball game, 10 minutes, 40 seconds remaining. Up to DeAngelis. Again, there's no shot clock here as Kapitanakis gets his... That was not a good pass that was not a good pass into Kapitanakis. They threw it to the wrong side of him, but Angelo had the foresight to be able to know where the ball was going. He just out-hustled the Stoneham players for it and ended up forcing the shot, got fouled. And Angelo will get 2 shots here. First one drops through.
As we see Angelo Kapitanakis on the line, I've watched him play all year. And when he gets hot, if he gets his confidence and he stands tall in the pivot there, he can score a lot of points. His head never seems to be in the game for more than a short period of time, however.
As you see the ball go through the wickets, Tom Joyce had it go through his legs. Watertown is up 22 points here with 10 minutes, 27 seconds. Allen with the pass up to DeAngelis. He pulls it out. Gleason gets it to Allen. Fitzgerald gets it up to Gleason. Lays it up short. Rebounded by Joyce. Hurley brings it up the left side with a crossover dribble. And they're going to call Fitzgerald, I believe, for the foul. Let's see. That'll be the second on Sean Fitzgerald.
I think we're finally going to see the Stoneham Spartans standing on the free throw line, Dave.
Hurley wanted to make a big move, but then when he made the crossover, he lost control of it. Got it. By the time he got it back, Fitzgerald was in his way. And first one rims out for Hurley. That was a flat-looking shot.
Well, he hasn't shot a free throw all night, so I think it may take him a few to get warmed up.
That one was much better. Makes it a 46-25 ball game with 10 9 minutes and 7 seconds remaining. The Watertown, Stoneham is starting to force the tempo their way, but Gleason gets it to Allen for a pull-up. It's no good. Marcus DeAngelis follows it up, no good. Gets his own rebound, gets it out to Gleason, and they'll pull it out, burn some clock.
And Marcus DeAngelis has been a demon on the offensive boards this half.
He and Eric Allen have got, and it calls right to DeAngelis. They'll call a jump ball. It'll be Stoneham's possession, but as you pointed out, even on the floor, Marcus DeAngelis, the ball is coming just right to him.
Yeah, he's had 5 or 6 offensive rebounds for Watertown. Marcus DeAngelis is playing a great job. He's doing a great job on the boards, and they're not boxing him out.
Early with the pull-up jumper is no good. Rebounds tipped out. Ambro may have taken steps. He forces the action and runs into number 12, Ryan Gleason. For Ambro, that'll be his 3rd foul.
Despite what you may hear from the fans, here, that was a good call by the ref. He really forced that shot. He got up in the air and didn't know what to do with the basketball.
They're in a 2-1-2 zone press. Fitzgerald will break it up to Gleason. They got a 3-on-2 fast break. Gleason has it blocked by Joyce, Brian Joyce. Ambro tries it again. They'll call. They say the shot was good, but I thought Ambro rolled over him.
And Fitzgerald's come up a little bit sore on that play.
Makes it 46-27. Stoneham's back to within 19. 9 minutes remaining here as Eric Allen tries to take it. Again, Watertown with the big lead can take their time.
And you heard Coach Leia calling for his defense to double on the man with the ball, and they couldn't get to it. By the time he had run over, Sean Fitzgerald had called a timeout. And by the way, I have to apologize to the family of Coach Killalea because I've been calling him Coach Kilroy for the first half, so I apologize to Mr. and Mrs. Killalea.
Well, Kilroy wasn't here, and for the first half, Stoneham didn't seem to be here. And they're not making much headway this half either, as they were down 17 at the half. They're now down 19. Good timeout by Coach Jeff Corrigan. Again, Stoneham is sort of creeping back. They're doing things a bit better. They're getting more offensive rebounds. They're forcing the tempo in Watertown's way. I think Watertown might want to sit on the ball a little bit, or try to spread it at least to force some isolations. The problem when you go into the 2-on-2 full court press is Watertown is getting these 3-on-2 fast breaks. They're not converting them this half. In the first half, those shots were going down. It's a good timeout by Coach Corrigan just to settle down the team.
But what you want to make sure that you don't do is to take your team out of its rhythm. And Watertown's playing in a zone, playing in a rhythm right now, and you don't want to take them out of that. If they're going to run back and forth and trade baskets with Stoneham, Coach Corrigan will take that all night.
We see Stoneham coming out and trapping the ball. Marcus DeAngelis tees up the 3. And that gives Marcus 9 for the game. That's his first 3-pointer. Hurley seeks to answer that. It's rebounded. Rebound is fought for, picked up by Gleason. Brian Joyce had the rebound. It slipped out of his hands.
And what you saw there was a little desperation by Mr. Hurley. Can't get it back all at once.
As you see, the great play there. Marcus DeAngelis lined up another 3, froze the defense, and just drilled the pass down to Ryan Gleason. And number 10, Tom Joyce, drove into the lane. And that'll be 3rd foul on Sean Fitzgerald.
And what you're seeing now is Stone is trying to finally take it to the hoop, take it to the hole, but let's hope it's not too little, too late.
Well, actually, we're broadcasting for Watertown, so we hope it's too little, too late. Right now, we'll set the time at 7 with 7:55 remaining. It's now 51-28. And Tom Joyce is at the line. He has 5 points now. Second one is no good. There's a line violation. It's a lane violation.
Actually, they called a foul. They called a foul with a push in the back. Mr. Menza comes in and makes his presence felt immediately.
believe, as I said, I think Mankey did play on the football team. And I think he needs to leave his cleats back in the locker room. Gleason with a good pass to Allen. He elects to bring it back out. Again, Watertown has a 23-point lead. The tempo's all their way as Kapitanakis cut to the basket. No one gave him the ball.
He flashed open for a minute. That's a good eye, Dave. He flashed open for a minute. They didn't get him the basketball.
Once again, Angelo misses the shot and climbs over the back. This time, Brian Joyce was crashed. That'll be Angelo's third, but again, it's 7.5 remaining, 7:26 to be exact. Coach Corrigan can live with that, especially since he knows that Watertown went out to that big lead with Kapitanakis on the bench, so he really doesn't lose much with Raymond in the game. As we see Hurley again pull up, Mankey bricks it off the backboard, gets his own offensive board and lays it up. That's his first 2 of the game. Makes it a 51-30 ball game. Again, they deploy the press. They get it up to Marcus DeAngelis. A 3-on-2 fast break. DeAngelis elects to pull it up. Fitzgerald with a 3. It's no good. Rebounded by Hurley. May have shot a little too quickly. And Hurley tried to hit Ambro along the baseline, on the sideline. Excuse me. The pass was a little too wide. And Watertown gets it. Allen looking to pass it in. Gets it into Fitzgerald. Stoneham again in that full court press. Good pass over to Allen. He elects to pull it out. Skip pass to DeAngelis. He'll tee up 3, and it's good.
Vinny DeAngelis continuing his stellar second half play with a 3-pointer.
That gives Marcus 12 points for the game. And Coach Killalay now finds himself down 24 points, 54-30, with 6 minutes and 31 seconds remaining here in the second half. And it just seems that every little wrinkle he tries to put out on the floor, Watertown's found an answer for it.
Yeah, that's a good point, Dave. He's tried a bunch of different things, from full court presses to trapping the man with the ball. And Watertown guards are doing a great job of keeping their head up and finding the open man. And for the most part, they've been patient. They've been waiting for the open shot. They haven't gotten caught up in a running game.
This is a definite payback from December 23rd in Stoneham. Then Watertown up 24 points. I think if Stoneham keeps the press on, there's going to be a lot more layups.
They really don't have too much of a choice at this point. They've got to try something radical to get the ball quickly and score quickly and get it again.
Well, for Watertown, they just have to take care of the ball and not force any shots. Now again, DeAngelis hit 2 wide open 3s. That's within the realm of the offense, within the rhythm of the offense. So there's certainly nothing wrong with that.
And at this point, it's Watertown's game to lose.
They scored 54. They've pretty much been limited to scoring in the 50s, but their defense is especially good tonight as they get it into Brian Joyce.
And what I meant by that was that Watertown really has the game in control, and I don't think Stoneham can beat them. I think that the only way Watertown is going to lose is if Watertown stops playing the basketball it has been playing up to this point.
There was a kick ball on the play. Hurley launched, thought about the 3, gets it into Mankey. Watertown will certainly settle 3 for 2 as they get it up for Gleason. And they'll call the foul on Curran. It was a pick-em situation as both players seem to have equal access to the ball. That's Curran's second foul as Eric Allen will pass the ball in. Gets it into Gleason, splits the defense, lays it up with the left hand and hit the underside of the backboard, and Curran comes out of the pack with it. Tries to force it, and that's another offensive foul. That'll be 3 on Curran. He had Ambro wide open in the corner, set for the shot, and decided to take it in himself.
And Sean Fitzgerald taking one for the team. He went down hard. He's grabbing his lower back. He took quite a shot when he hit the ground.
Again, the full court press. Once again, 3 guys in the backcourt. They have a 4-on-2 if they decide to take it. With under 6 minutes remaining, Watertown is just going to milk the clock. DeAngelis again for 3.
They've got to get out and guard him because he is red hot from that corner.
57-32. Watertown has streaked out to their biggest lead of the game at 25. Curran pulls up from 3 and he hits nothing but net. That's Curran's first basket of the game. Give him 3. Makes it 57-35 as we approach the 5-minute mark in the game. Allen forced the shot, little too quick, wasn't set. Long pass intended for Ambro. It's off his hands. It'll be Watertown's ball.
And Coach Kilolea told me before the game that he was looking for a high-scoring game. I don't think this is exactly what he meant.
Well, Watertown has surpassed their point total up at Stoneham already. Gleason has it knocked off his leg as Hurley came from the backside and stripped it from him. Went off Gleason's leg. 4 minutes, 56 seconds remaining. Watertown's up 22.
And that's one of the first times that press has actually gotten to one of the Watertown guards. They've been able to break it effectively most of the night.
Curran with the 3 misses it, and they'll call Gleason for the loose ball foul. As Curran, as is the case with most shooters, if you miss it, you know where it's going. Curran knew the ball was going off towards the foul line. He just ran after it, and Ryan Gleason ended up fouling him. But the foul was not in the act of shooting, and Watertown has not reached the 1-and-1 yet. Neither team in the bonus here with 5 minutes remaining, so Stoneham gets it in bounds. Alex Ambro tees it up for 3, and he buries it. Makes it 57-38. Again, the full court press, and Marcus DeAngelis brings it over half court. He's going to take it in, lays it up, and drops through. I thought it was going to fall off. Boy, Marcus DeAngelis had a huge second half. As Joyce lays it up, it's no good, and they're probably going to call Kapitanakis, I believe. It'll be on Angelo Kapitanakis. That'll be his 4th foul. And number 33, Brian Joyce, who has 8 points in the game, will go to the line for 2. And he hits first one, but misses the second one. It's a 21-point ball game. Again, they double the rebounder. Marcus DeAngelis has 17 for the game, 15 in the second half. Here's Fitzgerald for 2. It drops through, and it's
Actually,
good.
that's called the refs gave him a 3-point shot on that. That was for 3 points.
Thought he had his foot on the line, but
the refs gave the touchdown sign.
DeAngelis is fouled on the play. As I said, Marcus DeAngelis has come out on fire in the second half, hitting 15 points, 17 now in the game, as he hit a couple of free throws in the first half.
You were seeing a lot of 3-pointers by both sides. Marcus DeAngelis, I looked down the scorecard. Marcus DeAngelis has 3 3-pointers. Sean Fitzgerald's hit a couple.
Actually, that was Sean's 3rd. Although it was questionable, he had his foot on the line. He's going for a 4th one. That one almost drops through. Eric Allen again tries to come up with it. Ambro gets it to Sarchioni. He misses it. Mankey may have lifted his feet. He drives in, lays it up. No good.
Good strong move by Josh Mankey. And that's going to be it for Angelo Kapitanakis. He's done for the night.
Angelo had 7 points. Really wasn't that involved in the offense. Again, he spent most of the first half on the bench with the 2 fouls. Again, Angelo's shaking his head because I don't think he came close to touching him. Mankey pretty much went through the lane, and unless Angelo reached, I don't think he got him with the body. Mike Raymond's coming in. Raymond did an excellent job in the first half, so I don't think they're going to lose much.
And you just saw Coach Corrigan pull Sean Fitzgerald out of the game, and I think the reason he did that is Sean Fitzgerald twisted his ankle. He's having a hard time sitting down on the bench there. He's real sore. He's hit the deck 3 or 4 times really hard tonight.
Well, Coach Corrigan brings the entire team over now as he takes a timeout with 3 minutes and 38 seconds remaining. Watertown is up by a score of 62-38. Again, it's back up to 24-point lead. It's been fluctuating between 19 and 25. It now stands at 24. At this point, with under 4 minutes remaining, it's pretty obvious that Watertown won't lose this game. And this is going to be a huge win for them. Again, pretty rare. I've only seen one occasion where they put together two quality halves. And this by far is their best game overall, as they should go on the way to improve their record to 5-7 if the score does hold up. They'll improve to 5-7. Stoneham will fall to 5-8, and suddenly Watertown is back, at least in the middle of the pack. They'll be tied with Woburn, and they'll be a half game behind Winchester. Of course, those teams are also in action, so pending the outcomes of those games, Watertown could move up. If Winchester loses, Watertown could move into a tie with Winchester, 5th place.
And as we talked to Coach Corrigan, it's really more important that his team plays solid. And as you and I both know, the standings are, although they're important, everybody makes the tournament. And if he can continue to play well and come on strong and perhaps peak at the end of the season, then he's going to be real happy.
Number 20, Moran Nishanian is in the lineup, seeing his first action as Fitzgerald's on the bench. Great catch by Gleason, but he couldn't make the layup. Did the 360 spin. Into the lineup. Here's the fake by Sarchioni. Number 23, Sean Thompson's in the lineup for the first time, but Tom Joyce, the runner, misses. Gleason comes up with a rebound, yet another rebound. Weaves to the defense, gets it up to Allen. DeAngelis hoists another three, and it's good.
I don't even think he had his eyes open on that shot, Dave. I don't even think he had his eyes open on that shot, Dave. I think he's taking those with his eyes closed. He's unconscious.
Boy, the first half, he couldn't buy a three-pointer. The only points he had in the first half, and that pretty much sums up the situation for Stoneham, as Fisher had a wide-open layup, and it rimmed out on him.
And just as Watertown can't seem to miss a shot, Stoneham can't seem to buy one. And you're watching Ryan Gleason the last couple of times up the court. Now that Fitzgerald has sat down, Gleason's become the designated press breaker, and he's doing a good job.
Sean Thompson didn't think he throws in a couple of knuckleballs, but still counts for two. It's now 65-41, 2 minutes 45 seconds remaining. As they break the press, they get it back to DeAngelis, who lays it up and in. That's 20 points in the second half for Marcus DeAngelis.
And that's a great 2-on-1 break that we just witnessed there.
Tom Joyce buries his first three of the game. That gives him 8 for the game, and Moran Nishanian's wide open for the cherry picker.
And Eric Allen perhaps preparing for that Super Bowl on Sunday with a great football pass.
Little creativity there by Kerr, and he gets his own rebound. He launches another three and is good. They're just trading baskets here with 2 minutes remaining. 69-47. Raymond is trapped, but gets it up to Gleason. He lays it up, and it drops through, no good. Gleason gets his own rebound, banks it up.
Ryan Gleason is tough under the boards. You forget sometimes that he's only about 5'8", 5'9", tops.
That gives Gleason 12 for the game, as the scoring is being well distributed. Fitzgerald had a superb first half. He has 16. DeAngelis has 20 for the game.
And Coach Corrigan's getting ready to send in the mass substitutions. As this game, you can put it in the record book.
With a minute 30 remaining, Watertown still has that 24-point lead, 71-47. Now we're going to start calling some names we haven't had a chance to call on here. We'll give the Watertown lineup here. Number 23, Garo Kushkarian. Number 11, Liam Conley, whom we had seen before. Vinny DeAngelis, number 32, who normally gets a lot of playing time. As Tom Joyce hits the first one, as he was fouled by Gleason on the drive. Number 21, Joe O'Grady, who's probably the heir apparent to the football quarterback position next year. And finally, number 44, Mike Walsh. This is the first time I've seen Walsh in the game.
And one of Coach Corrigan's laments about the way the Middlesex League runs its basketball program is that the JV players don't get a chance to play on the varsity because varsity plays home and JV plays away on the same day. Therefore, they don't get a chance to get that game varsity experience.
Once again, Walsh was back all alone, but the pass wasn't quick enough for him, and we see Ambrose comes up with the intercepted pass as we reach the final minute of this game. Curran launches another three, almost a push shot. That gives him 9 for the game. O'Grady brings it up. He loses it. It's picked up by Thompson. There's a scramble for the ball. It's going to take a while to mop up the floor, although it'll be Watertown's ball on the alternating possession as we have 51 seconds remaining. Watertown is up 71-53. Again, it's just mop-up time here. Vinny DeAngelis gets the ball, gets it up, and Liam Conley, who's fouled by Rich Curran. That'll be 4 on Curran.
I think the last time I saw a jump shot like Rich Curran's was when Bob Cooley was running around Boston Garden.
May even predate that. Liam Conley, who saw some action in the first half. First one is off the rim, no good. He missed the first one, but there were some Stoneham players in the lane, so he'll get the 1-and-1 opportunity over again. Again, Conley looking for his first points of the game. This one is up, that one rims out. And Ambrose comes up with the rebound. It's in the corner to Curran. Up top to Tom Joyce, his three-pointer is off the front of the rim, no good. Fisher fights for the rebound, it's off his foot. But they'll say it's Watertown's ball. Or excuse me, they'll say it is...
It's actually Stoneham's ball.
It's Stoneham's ball with 38 seconds remaining and a 71-53 blowout. Be nice for Watertown to get 2 points just to even up the blowouts with 20-point margins. Ambrose forces it in, it's no good. Rebounded by Vinny DeAngelis. 31 seconds remaining here. He's fouled on the play. Guerin in the corner to O'Grady. His shot on the way is no good. Liam Conley going to track it down. Puts it on the floor. It's stripped loose. And they'll call Conley for the foul. Looked like it was a jump ball, but they said Conley reached in. And Joyce will go back to the line. Gets the first one. That gives him 10 for the game. Second one is on the way and also good. Makes it 71-55 with 18 seconds left, and Walsh breaks free, lays it up, and he's fouled. They'll call Curran for the foul. That'll be 5 on number 31, Derek Curran. He'll finish the game with 9 points, all on three-pointers. Walsh will step to the line. Walsh, a 5'10 junior, has seen limited action. He has a chance to make some noise here. First one is up and falls through. Gets just enough behind the shot to drop it over the front of the rim. Much better form on that one. That one rims out. Rebounded by Brian Joyce, who's still in the game. Stoneham pretty much going with the starters except for Hurley. Three-pointer on the way is no good. Knocked out of bounds by DeAngelis. 4 seconds left here in a 72-55 ball game. Joyce gets it in. It's almost stolen by Conley. Fisher launches one. It's off the front of the rim. No good. Rebound action is no good. And that's the final as Watertown comes out with a decisive victory here. Again, this was a special night as they hoisted 3 new banners in the rafters honoring Paul Basile, Robert Capadona, and Bill Hatton. Bill Hatton, number 33, was a basketball standout back in '73. And they wanted to put on a good show for the home audience. They come up with an impressive 72-55 win. We'll be back to wrap this one up right after this timeout.
Jeanette Polanco has has cancer.